Hello, welcome to Nectar channel. Today, we are going to talk about cat fleas and dog fleas. Are they the same? Let's see the review in this video. The majority of people are unaware of this frightening statistic. At any given time, fleas can be found on 1 out of every 10 dogs and 1 out of every 5 cats. Fleas are bothersome parasitic organisms that feed off the blood of our pets and cause nothing but itching, pain, and overall discomfort to our pets. As pet lovers and owners, preventing fleas from infesting our pets is an absolute necessity. Now, this is quite a horrifying fact, especially for our pets, because as we all know, fleas feed off the blood of our pets and cause nothing but itching, pain, and overall discomfort to our pets. In light of the fact that there are more than 1,000 distinct species of fleas, accomplishing this goal is no easy undertaking. Nevertheless, when it comes to our canine and feline companions, we need only be concerned about a tiny subset of flea species. When it comes to the categorization of flea species in regard to cats and dogs, there is a widespread myth that pet owners frequently perpetuate, in which we frequently hear the question, are cat fleas and dog fleas the same thing? This specific topic, or rather the solution to it, is the core feature of this essay, in addition to several crucial features you should know about fleas that may be found on cats and dogs. No, cat fleas and dog fleas are not the same, to answer the question that is asked multiple times in this video. That is the straightforward and clear answer. However, since we are aware of the reasons behind the popularity of the aforementioned topic, let's delve a little deeper into our response. Fleas on cats and dogs. It has been established that fleas found on cats and dogs are not the same thing. The flea that lives on cats is known scientifically as Tenocephalides felis, while the flea that lives on dogs is known scientifically as Tenocephalides canis. Now, despite the fact that it is clear to see from the names listed above that fleas that live on cats and fleas that live on dogs belong to different species, we see why our primary question is asked so frequently. On that note, the rationale is simply based on the unique similarities between the two types of fleas, which is to say that the cat flea and the dog flea generally appear the same, and any difference between the two can typically be discovered only under a microscope. In addition, one of the reasons that have been ascribed to the question is the aggravating reality that the cat flea impacts as well as can be detected on both cats and dogs more than 70% of the time. Because it does not have a preference for a particular host, the cat flea can drink the blood of a wide variety of animals, including rats, foxes, rabbits, and of course, dogs. This is a particularly bothersome characteristic of the cat flea. In addition, because of this characteristic of the cat flea, the dog flea is regarded as being less significant or dangerous. This is especially true when considering the fact that the dog flea is host-specific, meaning that it is almost never found on animals other than dogs. On that note, it is worthy to mention that there are other important characteristics of cat and dog fleas to take into consideration, particularly if you want to properly prevent or stop any discomfort that may be hurting your cat or dog. Key characteristics of fleas that live on cats and dogs. As most of us already know and as we've stated above, fleas are parasitic insects that feed off the blood of various animals including household pets like your cat or dog, causing severe discomfort to our pets via severe itchiness and pain. Furthermore, in relation to cats and dogs, we have two main types of fleas, the cat flea and the dog flea, which both have certain similar features that make their stay on our pets beyond painful. In light of that, knowing these features will go a long way in preventing a flea attack on your pet, as well as solving or stopping one. Therefore, below are key factors to know about cat and dog fleas. 1. The first thing to keep in mind is that fleas on cats and fleas on dogs both result in the same symptoms on their respective hosts. Therefore, a cat or dog that has a flea will have symptoms that are consistent with extreme scratching, redness of their skin, and also an allergic reaction to the flea saliva. These symptoms can be recognized since they are similar. 2. The next important thing to keep in mind is that the flea that plagues cats is significantly more prevalent than the flea that plagues dogs. Therefore, there is a 90% chance that the flea that is bothering both your cat and your dog is a cat flea. The reason for this is that, as was said earlier, cat fleas are not host-specific, and as a result, they attack both cats and dogs, in addition to a wide variety of other animals. 3. It is important to take into consideration the fact that fleas found on cats and dogs can transmit the tapeworm parasite to humans. In the same vein, there is a great probability that your cat or dog will become infected with the tapeworm parasite if they come into contact with a flea while they are grooming themselves, which will undoubtedly result in further difficulties for your pet. 4. A female flea can lay up to 50 eggs every day, which amounts to an average of 1,000 eggs in 3 weeks. This is an additional trait that should be taken into consideration. Keeping this in mind, it is best to make a note of the symptoms as soon as possible and get to work treating the flea infestation as soon as possible. The problem and its resolution. A flea infestation poses a number of risks and causes a great deal of discomfort, therefore, it is essential to be aware of how to treat one. In light of this, the first thing you should do is educate yourself on how to swiftly and simply determine whether or not your dog or cat has fleas, as well as whether or not there are fleas in the area around you. Check your pet's skin for any kind of skin inflammation and look for brown moving insects on your pet's fur. This is the first thing you should do, and it's something you should do frequently. In addition, you should make it a habit to give your cat or dog flea medication like Advantix on a consistent basis. In addition, when it comes to your immediate surroundings, you should be on the lookout for any signs of flea filth, which resembles grains of brown sugar and can be found everywhere. If you uncover any signs of flea dirt, you should immediately treat your environment in order to restrict the number of flea eggs that are dropped and to stop dropped flea eggs from developing further adult fleas. Keeping this in mind, there are 2 methods that you may protect your dog or cat from fleas. First, you can treat your immediate area by making use of environmental spray and other anti-flea solutions. Second, you can treat your pet and prevent them from getting flea bites. A few parting thoughts. Drawing from everything that has been stated above, it is first of all obvious that the danger and discomfort fleas cause cats and dogs is something we should work hard to keep our pets away from, and including flea control as part of our regular routine for caring for our pets would go a long way toward helping us achieve this goal. There are 2 distinct kinds of fleas, the cat flea and the dog flea, so the idea that cat fleas and dog fleas are the same is categorically false. Fleas can only infest cats and dogs. Thank you for watching our video to the end. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment and share this video on your social media, okay? So that we are excited to make other interesting videos.